Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Songs for the Struggling Artist, the blogcast. Thank you for listening and thank you for downloading or putting stars on or whatever it is you're doing. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad to be able to talk to you. So today's blogcast is about singing. That's a little... sometimes, very rarely, sometimes there are things that besides, horrible political situations and terrible news and whatnot. So singing, woo, and other things a bit. So it is called Age is a Feature, Not a Bug. And it was inspired by a woman that I met at a party. It was the Alliance for Resident Theaters of New York party. And I met a pretty cool woman there who's introduced herself as a former recording artist. And she's so lovely, really, just one of the loveliest people I've met in a long time. So that was pretty cool. And this blog was inspired by her. So I'm just going to get to it. Here you are. Age is a feature, not a bug. She told me her voice wasn't what it once was. She'd taken time off from singing to raise her kids and was now coming back to it, distressed that she was not as perfect as she once was. There was a sense that her lived-in life had diminished her instrument. I, too, had left aside my singing for a bit. Not entirely, of course, but aside from the occasional song for a friend, I hadn't really kept at the technical practice of vocal performance. But ever since the election, I have leaned back into music and find myself singing again, because it is the only thing that makes me feel better. Raising my voice in song is how I express my fury, my fear, my determination to fight for the things I believe in. And I've been around the block a few times, so my voice is not as technically proficient as it once was, once upon a time. And I find I don't really care. I don't care if I don't hit a note with the exact tone I was imagining. I don't care if a sound comes out strangled that I meant to sound clear. When I listen back to moments like that, I find that I like that catch in my voice. It is what I feel now. That catch is a feature, not a bug. My age is a feature, not a bug. A lived-in voice is a feature, not a bug. It's funny to use a tech metaphor for something as organic as a voice, but it leaped to mind when talking with that mother coming out of her retirement. Her years of experience, of life, are a gift, not a problem. I started going to voice lessons as a child and continued into college. My first year without regular vocal training was the year I spent abroad, in Italy. I did no vocal exercises, made no attempt to expand my range. I just sang and spent my year leaning into a new culture. When I came back to college, one of my teachers said to me, "That was some year you had." I didn't know what she meant right away, but something about it eventually helped me understand that she could hear the year in my voice. My year of learning a new language, growing bolder, and opening up to new experience was all there in my voice. I don't want to say she could hear the hills of Tuscany in what I sang, but that's how I imagined it. Of course, there are technical ways we can explore and expand our voices. Of course, vocal training and coaching are incredibly useful and valuable. But our voices are more than simple instruments. We respond to the lives of the people who sing to us, and to be able to hear the years in a song is to hear the agonies and the ecstasies, the thrills and the tedium, the passion and the despair. That is a great gift. I want to hear the voices of mothers of fathers, of grandmothers and grandfathers and all the adventurers among them. Your life, your years are a feature, not a bug. Give us your voices. Raise them in joy, in fury, in protest, or in peace. Even if it catches, even if it cracks, even if you don't like the sound, we need to hear you now. It's funny to be recording this on a day when I'm kind of vocally tired. One, because I just got back from a wedding where I, danced, and, when I'm dancing like at a wedding, like I gotta sing all the songs for hours above. It's loud, and I pushed my luck a little bit. Also, actually that part is not the part that makes me lose my voice. The part that makes me lose my voice is the talking, all the talking. Where I'm just like, oh, I'm tired of small talk. But it was a beautiful wedding, so I'm super. It's a good kind of tired. I'm really, really glad to have been. But it is funny to be talking about the voice on a day where I'm like, The other factor is I was actually, when I got in, I was I hadn't played guitar in a couple of days or been able to sing, on my own, aside from, with Journey or whatever. So I also sang earlier, which I think probably pushed me over the edge. But hey, it's all part of it, right? All of that is with me right now. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Also, I looked up this. It's a feature, not a bug phrase, and it's actually more often written as it's not a bug, it's a feature. But it's weird. I feel like in conversation, people always say it's a feature, not a bug. But according to the sources online, in its origins in programming culture, actually began as it's not a bug, it's a feature, which makes a lot more sense. For that context. For this context, it makes sense the other way around. Yes. So, thank you for singing. Please sing, everybody. It's time for singing. We can sing over all the noise. So, song. I'm giving you a song. Oh, yes. Song and podcast. So, I'm going to recommend to you today Playdate by Sarah Jones. And it's appropriate for today because Sarah Jones does amazing things with her voice. She's not a singer, but she is able to just embody. It's funny to use embody for a vocal thing, but she does it with her body as well. But she is able to imitate, not even imitate, to create people from her voice of all different kinds. And so it's pretty cool to hear it on a podcast because it seems like she's interviewing 6 different people are interviewing one person, but it's really just Sarah Jones doing a bunch of different people. And she has cool conversations, and it's fun to have people kind of play with her and play with the characters that she has in her arsenal. So Playdate with Sarah Jones. There aren't that many episodes. I feel like she did maybe 6 and then stopped. But I think she's coming back. At least I hope so, because I very much enjoyed it. So Playdate with Sarah Jones. And your song for today is another one of these songs. I'm sure I've mentioned before some other songs that are in this category of songs that I love a lot, but rarely sing for anyone else or perform, because they are, I feel like, so I can't figure out how I could sing them any differently than the way that I know them. So these are not wildly interpreted songs. Sometimes I'll really reconfigure something, and this is not a case of that. So this is Twilight which I know because of Sean Colvin. Sean Colvin has an album called Cover Girl, which is all covers, and Twilight is one of them. It's a Robbie Robertson song. I've actually never heard the original. I only know Sean Colvin's version, but it is reliably a song that can make me cry if I need it to. Yeah, I dig it, and I don't think that this version is noticeably that much different from Sean Colvin's, except for it's me. And it's me singing a song that it touches me somehow. And I hope that you enjoy it. So here's Twilight by Robbie Robertson and Sean Colvin. Here it is. Over by the wildwood, it was a hot summer night. We lay in the tall grass till the morning light comes shining. If I had my way, I'd never get the urge to roam. Sometimes I serve my country, and sometimes I stay at home. Just don't put me in a frame upon the mantle, where memories grow dusty, old and gray. In the twilight is the loneliest time of day. Oh, I never gave it a second thought. It never crossed my mind to what is right and what is not. I'm not the judging kind, but I would steal your darkness and the storms from your skies. We all got certain trials burning up inside. Just don't send me no distant salutation or silly souvenirs from far